What's going on, guys? It's your boy Trolltech here for another episode of The Boyfriend, episode 8. We are now entering kind of the end game, I guess, of the series, because this is like, you've got this episode and the last 2 episodes. Last 2 episodes usually in these kind of shows kind of slowly wraps everything up. So I feel like we're going to have a lot of plot developments in this episode. Because yeah, usually I find in these type of dating shows, it's like the last 2 episodes, it's just kind of almost, it's like slice of life content, you know, it's like everything's kind of been figured out and it's just like a good time, you know, watching everyone vibe basically. Usually that's how they finish the shows off. So I think this episode is going to be a lot of intensity. Obviously we know that because of what happened in the last episode. It's set up the groundwork for a lot of conversations to happen, I think, with Shun's out of pocket, out of left field decision not to raise his hand. Guy's got questions. Shun seemingly has a discussion with other members of the house about what happened, just based on what we saw in the previews. So yeah, I'm really excited. And there's also the fact that I think this is the longest episode we've watched so far. Every other episode's been rough like 38 to 40 minutes. This one is almost 50 minutes long. So just based on the timeline of it, it's like, okay, this is going to be a long ass fucking episode. Yeah. So actually, I want to shed light onto something I said in the previous reaction. People were like confused about. So I said that I'm on Shun's side in the discussion of like when he says to Dai, you're not showing it with your actions. You know, you're just saying it. That's what I said, right? People were confused. They're like, wait, what do you mean? Shun said they're going to be like they're friends only. So like, what do you mean? That wasn't my point. My point was up until now, I feel like what Shun wanted wasn't for Dai to show that he was interested in him with his actions. That wasn't the point. I think what Shun wanted to see was kind of while they were doing their thing, was to see a level of like loyalty to that choice, even though they had not announced anything. Because with Shun, you can see he's trying to see, like he wants to see that he can trust this person through their actions, not through their words. That was my point, you know, when I said Shun was right in that situation. And maybe it's because the way I view the world and the way I am, I find myself having a lot of similarities to Shun. So that's probably why I understand him so well. I do think I'm way more well-adjusted than Shun is. And that's mainly because age-wise, like I've had, you know, I'm 28, so I've grown and I'm, you know, like in my early 20s, I was very much Shun when it came to dealing with emotions and stuff. So that's maybe why I'm kind of agreeing with him in the context of that. And I'm not saying Dai like did anything wrong in that situation. I'm just saying personally I agreed with what Shun was saying in the context of what they were talking about in that situation. Because I feel like there's this weird thing, there's some comments I see that just refuses to understand the complexity of humans, you know? I feel like some people just view Dai's good and Shun is bad because he's not showing his emotions. Like that, there's no complexity in it, you know? Like, yeah, Dai is he's a green flag all the way, but there's also, I feel like when it comes to, I don't know, I'm speaking this from the perspective of someone that used to be emotionally stunted like Shun is, and still am to some degree. Dai, like his, you know, I guess his constant need to, not his constant need, but like I'm speaking early episode Dai, like first 3 episodes, like he's kind of how strong he came on. You know, even though it's not anything bad, it's not like he didn't do anything wrong, but even I was feeling uncomfortable with it. Like even before Shun said anything. So it's just a personality thing at the end of the day. So like my point is, I feel like it's a wrong way to view this by viewing Shun is the bad guy and Dai is the good guy because of, you know, how do I explain it? Like how just because Dai expresses himself so well, it's easy to kind of be like, oh, why doesn't Shun just, you know, why doesn't Shun just get over himself type shit? That's the thing. But that's not like that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You know what I mean? Like Shun isn't being like this on purpose. He's not being like, oh, I'm gonna be picky and annoying and thing on purpose. And then conversely, Dai is just who he is. So it's like if he came off pushy at the beginning, that's just the way he portrays himself. Like that's the way he expresses himself. So neither of them are wrong. That's the point I'm trying to hit home, is that like when if you're watching this show with the intent and you're watching these situations with the intent to be like, oh, he's the bad guy, he's the good guy, like that's the wrong way to view this, in my opinion. Now, don't get me wrong, I was really frustrated with Shun in the last episode, but generally, I find that in most cases, I can understand both viewpoints of the situation. That's why I never try to paint any of them as bad guys, because I haven't seen genuine toxic behaviors from any member in this house, and I think it's like a weird thing where people have sides in this argument. I'm just like that's not how it works. Anyway, sorry, I ranted on long enough. Let's get into episode 8 of The Boyfriend. Let's see now. I'm so nervous, bro, to see like how they're gonna deal with this situation. Okay, so Ikao and Dai are just bestie vibes now because they're talking about Shun. So like Shun, like there's no chance Ikao's into Dai at all. Or if he was, he's like, nah, that's gone. Yeah. That was kind of my point when I was talking in the last episode that like I was bringing light to was, okay, it's like Shun, it's fine. He needs to feel secure and comfortable in this, and that's perfectly healthy. But if it doesn't get reciprocated to Dai, then that's where the problem begins. And I like to see Dai kind of seeing that. He's like, if he goes too far and if he acts too spoiled about it, he's like, I will say something about it. So I like that he's aware of that, at least. Like he's not just going into this blind and saying, oh, you know, I will change myself for Shun, but I won't, but Shun won't change himself for me. Like he knows that if that starts to happen, a discussion needs to happen. So I'm glad about that. Like, it's not that he's not troublesome. That's the thing. All he needs to learn is like being able to all he needs to learn to do is say this to the person. Like, look, I'm in a bad mood right now. And so anything that I might say, like, I don't really mean or like, if you're in a bad mood and he does something, it's just to be like, you know what? I was in a bad mood before. I apologize for that. That's all it takes. You know, just like communication is really all it takes. Like, obviously you should always try to improve yourself and try not to lash out at others or hurt others' feelings when you are in a bad mood. But like, if you do happen to do that, well, you just need to communicate. That's all Shun needs to really do. Like, cause otherwise he knows when he makes a mess of things. Like he just like based here, like he's saying, oh, I'm troublesome. He knows when he's fucked up. So it's not like he's unaware of his behavior, like when he has negative behaviors, but he just needs to communicate that to the other person, I think. Yeah, you can definitely trust like Shun's response to things. Like anything that Shun says or does is what it is. You know what I mean? Like if you look at anything he does or says or the way he behaves, it's like there's never a question of like, oh, what's he actually trying to say? What's he actually mean with this? It's whatever he says or does is what he means with it. So that's why I really like Shun as well. He's such a simp, bro. He's such a simp. But okay, so I didn't know about the message. So I didn't know about that. So like, yeah, I think it's done then. I think it's like that situation is dealt with, in my opinion. Like if I was in Dice's shoes, right, and that happened, I got a text like this and then just like a meme sent or whatever, I'd just be like, okay, that's fine then. Like that would, and maybe that goes to show just how that shows my personality in comparison to someone else, how they would respond to that situation. Like for me, that would like smooth it over, in my opinion. Because if I was in that situation, if I'm in Dice's situation, all I would want from the other person is to realize that they kind of like fucked up and they were aware of that. And then they, you know, spoke to me or sent me a message or something based on them realizing that they had fucked up there. That's all it would have taken, to be honest. Bro, you've known each other for 5 Bro, these guys that are into Kazuto, I just want to slap them. Because the way they're like just so obsessed with forcing this guy to say something that he doesn't even know yet, it just frustrates me. Like I think like all of them have done it now. Like at least Ikao hasn't done it to his face yet, but he says like you can tell he's planning to do something. You got him. Alan kind of did it as well, like kind of forced the question of like, do you like me or whatever. And then even fucking Ryota did it. Like that's why every time I see these guys interacting with Kazuto, I'm just like, man, Usak should have been here, bro. He was the only one that actually genuinely showed like respect to the way he was pursuing Kazuto. It was like he looked at what made Kazuto comfortable and pursued him in that way. The other ones just feel like they're forcing themselves onto his emotions almost. You know what I mean? It's kind of I feel like they're almost like blackmailing him with their emotions in a way. I don't know. Maybe that's just my impression of it. I don't like the way that they are kind of pursuing him is my point.
どうだった？楽しかったです。楽しかったです。ありがとうございます。
Not the slow motion.
そんなんでさ、
大君、ちょっとさ、一回来てくれる？
今？
Oh, Shun taking the first step finally.
ごめんありがとう。今日のことをちょっと怒ってる？
怒ってるっていうか、まあシンプルにショックだった。
なんか言い訳になるけど言っていい？いいよ。
This is what I wanted. This is what, like, look, even if he doesn't like apologize, that's fine. Because he kind of did apologize for the text. But even if he doesn't apologize here, this is a step. Like, I still want him to apologize eventually. Actually, like, be like, look, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings or some shit like that. Even like, I want him to get there eventually, but this is a first step. This is him finally taking that step forward towards Dai in something, right? In their whole dynamic. Like, that was what I was saying. It's like, if they don't meet in the middle ground, this is doomed, from the start. So, okay, this is good. This is good.
思ってる。
What's he gonna say? Well, I like. See, this is beautiful. Dai finally putting his boundaries in, like, because up until now, it's like Shun's had his boundaries, Dai's respected him. Now I feel like we're going the opposite. Bro, I love what's happening right now. I love this. Because, I love their dynamic, don't get me wrong. I love this relationship so much. But, like, my biggest hesitation was always Dai, always taking the step forward, always meeting in the middle ground. Now Shun's finally kind of trying, at least, to do something. And Dai's also setting those boundaries with Shun at the same time. So, like, both things are there. I feel like both of them have grown almost in this, like, 8 episodes that we've watched so far.
とりあえずもうない。
Okay. It's a start. It's a start. It's a start. It's a start. I wanted more from him. It's a start though.
大の最後言ったことも別に間違ってない。
Yeah, no, 100%. He set a boundary, and I feel like Shun should be like, you know what? He's respecting my boundaries. Let me respect his here.
どうしたん
Who's this? Oh, yeah, Taeyeon, because they're going to have that talk.
なんか話なんか余計悪くなった
Come on, Taeyeon, give that big brother fucking advice to this child, please, because I want to go in there and give him advice.
まあちょっとショックさせ
Yeah. Okay. So where do I stand on this? I see where Shun's coming from here. Like he's like, I haven't done really anything wrong, so like, why do I have to apologize? But it's not about doing anything wrong. And like objectively, you think about it, him not raising his hand, it's not a crazy thing he did. It's not like he did something amazing, but it's like, it's the context of the situation, right? Like all the thing that led up to it and then him not raising his hand. It's just like the context of it is what makes it bad. Now, apologize or not apologize. I'm on the apologize stance. Like he needs to apologize, and not because he did anything wrong, but because Dai's feelings got hurt. Because if you're looking at a relationship, it's not about who's right and who's wrong, right? It's about, okay, for whatever reason, my partners or potential partners like feelings were hurt by my actions. So it's not like you need to apologize saying, oh, I did something wrong, but maybe you can apologize to say, I'm sorry, like my actions, hurt your feelings or something like that, to that effect, right? It's not about, oh, I'm right, so I don't need to apologize. You know what I mean? But we'll see how this plays out.
Wow.
Shun is stressing. This is the first time he's actually putting himself out there and like putting his emotions on the line.
残しちゃダメだよ悲しませたからそうごめんね
Ah, die, you simp. You fucking, the instant fucking shit-eating smile. What a fucking simp, bro. I love him, man. There we go. That's all you needed to do.
ありがとうそれが聞きたかった
That's all you needed to do, Shun.
ありがとう
You're not slick, Shun. I see that smile.
わざわざ来てくれ
How strange is it? Like, even though Taeyeon is not the only one in his mid-30s, because I'm pretty sure Gansei is also like 34 or some shit. But for some reason, Taeyeon feels like he's the only adult in the house. You know what I mean? Like, not in a bad way, but it just feels like the other guys, kind of the way that, and maybe it's because like they're into each other. So, when you're into people, you become dumb. But the way they behave, it feels like they're still like young, like in their early 20s, like all of them. It's still kind of a bit juvenile, I want to say, in the way that they respond to their emotions and stuff. Taeyeon, on the other hand, genuinely feels like an actual adult. You know what I mean? And maybe that's because he's not really into anyone, so he can look at this through the lens of like pure objectivity and like just pure logic. So that's probably why, but it's just interesting. Oh yeah, they were gonna get to do a drink up, and like ask like deep questions and shit.
なんかさそのみんなやっぱこの企画に参加する前に言おうとしたけどそれがまた言えてないっていうか
I was just gonna say this. I was waiting for them all to kind of go, but I felt like the older members probably are not going to have the same experience as the younger members, because they're all in their mainly they're all in their early 20s. So like I feel like younger people that are coming out like in their early 20s, late teenage now, it's like the parents are like not, they're not against it. you know? So it's like, even if they have hesitations, they're just like, oh, okay, it is what it is, you know? Now, like with younger parents, because they're younger parents, like, because most people like that are in their early 20s, their parents are like what? Like 40, 45, like they're not, you know, like they're not ancient. Where I feel like people like in their 30s, like early mid 30s, like that range, generally have much more closed-minded parents because their parents are usually older. So you can definitely see that divide, which is really interesting.
なんかやっぱり10歳の時両親が離婚しておばあちゃん家で育って
Oh, okay.
高校寮付きの
So he's not close with his parents, I guess.
その後留学にエネルギー源っていうかになるのかなと思って聞きたかった。
もしパパとママがテホンさんのセクシャリティ
You know, this honestly, this for Taeyeon is not even a dating show. I feel like it's him coming to terms with finally, I guess, coming out to people around him in his personal life, like his parents and shit. That's what it feels like to me. It's like it's kind of giving him that bravery, that push that he needs almost.
でその後父親に伝えたんですけれども、割と保守的だなと思ってた父親が逆にすごいフラットに受け入れてくれたりもしたりして、
Yeah, like you don't know how someone's gonna react to it. To be fair, because like people that you think are gonna be fully accepting of it, some randomly turn out to be the ones most fucking homophobic and just crazy, and then the ones you expect that are gonna be crazy homophobic are just like, oh, okay. You know, like you can never see where, like, you can never really see someone's react. Like you can never really foretell someone's reaction, honestly. Like there's a likely chance that if you see someone, if you think of someone, you can kind of have a theory and it could like connect to how the reality of it is. But I feel like most of the time, in my experience, it's always been like the opposite reaction to what I thought was going to be the reaction.
っていうところに悲しみを感じてるのか、本当そうやって話してみないとわからないので、なんか一概にね、悲しそうイコールゲイで悲しい。
Yeah, I feel like that's usually the case. Like most parents, like if they're a good parent that loves their kids, usually the worry isn't, oh, I've got a gay son, or I've got a lesbian daughter, or I've got a biased child, or whatever sexuality you are. It's not even that. It's just, I feel like most of the time, if they're loving parents, that's the caveat, obviously. It's usually how is the world going to respond to them, and what are they going to go through in the world, because we still do live in a, you know, unfortunately, we still have a lot of rampant homophobia in the world. So it's like, I feel like that's where a lot of parents feel sad about it. Just from that perspective, like I'm saying loving parents, obviously there's shit cunt parents that are just shit cunt parents and they hate their kid because their kid's gay, or whatever, but they're just shit cunt parents. I'm talking about loving parents. Usually that's the worry, I feel like.
自分の中で、ちゃんと知りたい人が一人いて、少しだけ時間が欲しいその人と。素敵。
Kazuto's like, oh, here we go again.
めちゃくちゃありだと思う。
He's like, fucking here we go again. Oh, wow, I'm so surprised.
行きましょう。
それから
あら、亮とも言ったよ。
いいね。
Oh, here we go. I guess the drinks are a good thing. Wait, are we going to get an unexpected ship with Alan and Rota or something? I don't know. No, I think they give me friend vibes. I was just joking.
っていうのは気持ちはすごくあります。今も。
Kazuto is done with it, bro. He's like, fucking here we go.
時になって思うけど、見なってる時の意向はあんま知りたいって思わないかも。
I was thinking that he's not consistent, which is always a red flag to me. I'm not saying Ikao's a red flag. I'm just saying that personality type is always a red flag. It's like they behave differently in social settings than in private. It's like, it's too inconsistent there.
自分だみたいな思っちゃうんだよね。
Yeah, like no hate to Ikao, that he does give me a bit. He does give me fuckboy vibes. You know, like he definitely gives me fuckboy vibes. Like I didn't want to, not in a bad way, because just because you're a fuckboy doesn't mean you're a bad person. But he does give me that vibe.
壊したくないなみたいな。
自分の中で変に意識しちゃったせいでちょっと亮太を遠ざけてたかもしれない。
So to be fair, if we look at what he just said to Ikao, it's like, I need someone that's obsessed with me. Basically, that's what he said. Ryota low-key is what he's talking about, but I guess if you're not into, if you don't like, if he doesn't find him attractive or whatever, or he doesn't find him as a romantic partner, that's a whole different thing. But like, if you're thinking of just from that statistic that he gave, not statistic, but that thing that he gave, honestly, Ryota is who he's talking about. Like, because Ryota's been basically pretty obsessed with Kazuto since the beginning. Like, yeah, he likes Shun for like 5 seconds, but like since like episode 2 or something, or 3 maybe, he's been into Kazuto and he's been pursuing him in his own way, obviously.
シュンとさ、亮太のふざけてるところ見るの、好きな。
I wish we could see more of them interacting, like actually just in a normal, casual setting. Because I feel like they cut out so much of just like the friendship moments between a lot of these guys in this. Like, I feel like it was just been a compilation of like, you know, romantic moments between each of the things and like serious moments. Like, I feel like they cut out so much like actual, you know, fun, like this type of shit, like this trio just vibing. Like, we didn't really see too much of that. And I feel like that also painted, you know, someone like Shun in a worse light, because all you saw him was his lack of miscommunication. That's really all you see from him. But then the way the other guys talk about him, you know, they call him like he's like really funny, or like here they're just vibing. Like, I wish we saw more of that side of things, because I feel like it would add more depth. And I feel like, you know, I feel like the showrunners with Shun specifically want the viewers to view him as a bad guy, like as the villain almost, with the way it's cut and the way that they seemingly remove a lot of these type of moments.
過ごせると思う。そこは。
Bro, Kazuto's been out of it since Usak left. I'm telling you.
過ごしましょう。
Even Ryota's realized it.
お知らせがあります。はい。コーヒートラックは本日
Oh, Kazuto finally got a day off. Yeah, the boys. I don't know why I'm so happy he got a day off.
最後。
Oh, the last day. It's gonna be Dai and Shun, surely. Like, yeah, exactly, 100%.
2組目。
Oh, is there a second pair? Hugh? Who? I mean, who the fuck's Hugh? Where'd Hugh come from? Kazuto. Maybe because Alan said to him, "Oh, let's have a conversation." Before, so maybe that's why. Who is it? Who is it, cunt? Oh, okay, I told you. Interesting. That came out of left field.
アランもちょっと引いたじゃないですか、あの時。あれが良かったのかな。
See, I don't think this is a romantic thing though. I feel like it's a, I don't know.
嬉しい、うまくいってほしい。いや、もういいデートになってほしいな。いや、本当に。
でも来週もう一回ぐらい喧嘩してほしいとこもあるけどな。
He's an agent of chaos, bro. It's like, I need them to argue one more time. But don't worry, bro. We got 3 episodes. I'm sure they'll argue before it's done.
どこかな。
Okay.
どんな恋愛してきたの？
Like, they're 100% gonna fuck. Like, I don't want to be crude, but let's be straight up. They're definitely fucking on this night together. Like, if they don't, I will be surprised. Obviously, they probably won't show it, but like, still, just fade to black. But it's definitely happening. I'm not being crude just for the sake of it. It's 100% happening. You cannot tell me otherwise. The tension in that last shot was crazy.
しょぼい恋愛。自分が恥ずかしいよね。なんでこんな人好きだったんだろうっていう。
It's just like, what was I thinking type shit when you think of your exes.
そうなんだ。
これ楽しんでる。
うん。
What's he thinking? I don't know what's he thinking right now. Like what's going on in your mind, young lad?
うまい。
絶対うまいやん。
No, you didn't need to laugh that hard, Alan, bro. Alan, you didn't have to laugh that hard.
人がやんのええよな。
Oh.
今日なんかこうやって一緒に
なんかそういうの気にせずにさっき言った自分ありのままみたいな、自分もそうできたし。
Yeah, like Kazuto and Shun are cut from the same cloth, it seems like, when it comes to the way that they start to feel comfortable.
爽やかでもなく、なんかナチュラルな感じ。
頑張りすぎずね。
だからちょっとずつこうね、カズとのペースに。
Yeah, because they are kind of polar opposites when it comes to their energy, which is not a bad thing, as we can see with Dai and Shun.
りょうとはいつも僕に健康迷ってた。今日の前書くの。
結構迷わなかった。
So he picked that after his conversation with Kazuto, probably.
名前言われるってこんな感じなの。
普通に嬉しかったかも。
Can one of you get to the crux of the matter already? Like, are you gonna, what's happening with you guys? Because like, I'm actually rooting for these because I like these two together so much. But what's happening with them? Like, I don't know if Ryota likes him. I don't know if Gensei's gonna actually confess. I don't know what the energy is like right now. Like, they've got a really good vibe, but I don't know what they're thinking and planning. Like, what is the goal? What's the end goal here, guys?
またすれたなみたいな。
懐かしいですね。
すんごいお似合い。
That's what I've been saying, bro. They're like an old married couple vibes.
お父さんお母さんがいて、いとこお姉ちゃんお兄ちゃんいて、すっごいみんなが仲良かったの。
すごいね。
Interesting. So like Shun almost like someone having a healthy family life is kind of a turn on's not the correct word, but it's a positive. Like it's something that takes his attention, which I guess makes sense if you think about his background. Like, you know, the concept of family is probably so alluring and nice for Shun. I thought he was smoking a vape at first. I'm like, well, what the fuck? It's like, it looks like it's connected to a... There's a second guy that stacked it today, bro.
会であってほしいなっていうのは、本当切に思いますよね。
そうですね。続いてはお天気です。
Bro, this guy is a comedic G. I love him so. He's literally my favorite character in this entire show, even though he's not really in the show. He's a commentator, but you know what I mean.
なんでもない。
Oh, they're about to get freaky. Oh, they're about to get freaky. Watch. Like, don't watch because that's kind of weird, but like, you know what I mean. Oh shit. Oh shit. Here we go. I swear, if they end the episode before we get a kiss at least, I'm gonna kick someone in the face. Oh, the breathing? The heavy breathing in my ear right now is insane. Guy losing his mind. Oh my god, this is killing me. Are they gonna kiss or not, bro? Oh, okay, here we go. Oh no, they're going hard. Yeah, they fucked. They fucked. They fully fucked on this night. Yeah, no. Yeah. Fade to black. Actually, fade to black. It actually happened. That's crazy. Okay, yeah, they did. They did it. They did the Bumbaya. They did they were the freaks in the sheets. Yeah, bro, tell me about it. I was like losing my mind. Crazy. Okay, so we got a big plot development. Like I said, we got a massive plot development. Yeah, we got a massive plot development. We got Dai and Shun finally fucked. Okay, kissed. Well, let's be honest, they also fucked after that. It would actually, I made the joke that's gonna fade to black, and that actually faded to black. That's hilarious. Okay, so that happened. And then we had the Gensei Ryota situation where I still don't know what's going on there. We have like something going on with Kazuto and Alan, like Kazuto kindly giving Alan hope almost, but I don't know, man. I feel like it's too late in the game almost for that. And I don't know if he's giving him hope or he's just like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with them. But Shun and Dai have finally reached a good point. Like, I would say at this point, they're officially like, I guess you could say they're officially dating now, right? If they've agreed to kiss, then I think they haven't really had that conversation, so I don't know. But yeah, let's say they officially think. I think they're still going to have 1 or 2 more fights before this ends. I'm going to be straight up. Just knowing those two, I'm sure there's going to be something that comes up that makes them fight before this ends. We've still got 2 episodes. But yeah, that build up was so good though. That build up to that kiss was insane. Like the heavy breathing, and then Shun teasing him a bit. He turns away and then he comes back, and it's like that was insane, bro. But yeah, they definitely smashed after. So that was a good episode. That was a really good episode. Oh my god. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed my reaction to episode 8 of The Boyfriend, and I'll see you next time for episode 9. Goodbye.